What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. It's been a hot second, hasn't it? I think my last video was my resolutions for this year, which basically means I haven't made a video all month. But in my defense, I've had so much other far more important stuff in my life to worry about, so I'm not even gonna apologize. I'm gonna update you guys a little bit, but since it's like when is the date? It's the 30th. It's the 30th. Oh, no, okay. It's only just into the 30th. 1 AM. Okay. Yeah. Cool. God, this month's gone by so fast. Anyway, I'm gonna do a favourite, and I'm gonna also do sort of like a life update video in the same thing. So let's talk. Let's just talk. I have got my little empty list of favourites, and I'm just gonna, off the cuff, come up with some stuff. First off, as you can see, I got a sick haircut. This was a literally, I mean, considering I haven't gone to sleep yet today, technically speaking, it was a Saturday job. Looking good. In this past week, I went to Sydney. I was actually in Sydney for Invasion Day. So yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna correct myself. I was in Sydney for Invasion Day. That was a shit show. Traffic was moving slow because, rightfully so, there were protests for Invasion Day. And the reason I was in Sydney to begin with was to inspect some units, because I am a month out from moving to Sydney, from needing to be in Sydney. I'm a month out from starting afters. So I was there to inspect some apartments. So I drove down, and I was staying with my cousin, same as I did the last time I went down to Sydney, which was Comic-Con and Mardi Gras, I believe. And so yes, I stayed there with them. I was like, cool, I know where my like inspection is tomorrow, and I know where I've got to go. I've just got to put a little pin on the map, press go, and follow it, and I'll be a-okay. I get in there, and I go to, like, I know I'm on the right street, but I go to double check the address on my, and like the quickest way I could think of doing that was you simply just open up realestate.com, which is where I applied for the unit, and therefore when I booked my inspection, it had gone up that address has a new inspection time. So I'm there 15 minutes early, looking at the app to make sure I'm at the right spot, like in front of the right set of units, so that when the person shows up, it's like, hi, I'm me, here to inspect this property. It had been cancelled the day before. Now, if that had been in the morning, it could have meant that I didn't need to be in Sydney that day at all, and could have actually taken that day to drive down. Anyway, I was okay because I'd already organised to have lunch with my friend in Sydney, and then as it turned out, my cousins were going to the beach that day anyway. So I got to see a friend, I got to hang out with family, it's all good, satisfying some resolutions, not a complete waste. Day salvaged. The next day I had one at 10 to 10:15. Right, I double checked, there was a whole thing as well where I thought that it had been cancelled and then realised after the fact, because to begin with I was like, okay, this one's been cancelled, what else has been cancelled? Have a look through all my notifications, that's got a cancelled time, that's got a cancelled time, that's got a cancelled time. Not all of them, obviously, were my inspections. It was just that address had inspections cancelled. Ended up being that the one I had the day, like the second day that I was there, had not been cancelled. So I was like, okay, cool. That's a 10 in the morning one. So I'm just gonna go inspect it and then leave to come home from there. It'll be fine. So I arrive, and again, 15 minutes early. I was actually, for this one, I was actually a half hour early. So I was like, okay, cool, well, I've got 15 minutes to quickly run down to, because I looked on the map and I knew that there was a little Foodworks shop a couple of blocks away. So I walked down, got myself a nice coffee, came back, and as I was coming back, got a text message saying that it had been cancelled, to which I immediately phoned them, and when I was finally able to get through to somebody, just went, hi, I am me, I was in to see this apartment at this time and it's just been cancelled. It had been released, so I at least got an explanation for that one. The other ones didn't notify me. I had to find out once I was actually in Sydney. Despite calling that day and the day after, still haven't found out what was going on there. So I just was at the upper end of my price range anyway. Wasn't in a like, it was within a good distance, but not necessarily in a suburb I would like to be in. Some kind of a troublesome suburb, to be completely honest. So I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. It's fine. Still would have been nice to know what happened. But hey. So yeah, there was a whole host of things. that story. Oh yeah, no, the second one I at least found out why it was cancelled. Still felt kind of rude that it was like, yeah, no, on the realestate.com website, it's like you can expect this day, or this day. And obviously someone who had gone to the first day was like, yep, sign the lease, done. And they'd only decided to cancel 15 minutes beforehand. Either that, or the person was literally in the real estate at that moment, signing the lease. I don't know. But either way, I at least got an explanation for it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna head home then. Other than seeing my friend and my extended family, complete waste of money with all of the fuel that I had to buy, and yeah, it's, yeah. So there's that. And so hopefully once the sun comes up on this glorious Sunday that it is that I am technically filming this video on, I'm hoping to sit down with my father and just book a bunch of inspections for late next week. A bunch of private inspections, because then they either have to notify me as soon as possible or give me the inspection. So yeah, it's what I'm gonna do. But we're gonna hopefully try and book some for late next week. Sort of, I think Dad's aiming for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sort of deal. And then we'll just go down and like myself and him will go down. We'll just stay in a cheap motel and try and knock out 3 or 4 in a day. We should try and view as many apartments as we possibly can to maximize my chance of getting one, so that I have a chance of being able to sort out whether or not I need to move a whole bunch of furniture or just clothes. And then, yeah, depending on what I need to take with me, it will be a case of packing, probably my car. If furniture is needed, that'll be endowed with the trailer, and moving. And that's all got to happen within the next month, and I want it to be within enough time that I can sort of get myself settled into a routine within sort of city living before after starts. So the stress is starting to rise, but it's fine. At the moment, it's manageable. It's manageable. And other than that, my contract with the job that I had ended. So I'm unemployed currently, which is fine because it means that I can move to Sydney without having to give a 2 weeks notice thing. And it also means that if I'm able to get myself down there with enough time to set up a bit of a routine, I can probably also do a little bit of job hunting while I'm there. which would be nice. It would be nice to not have to do job hunting while trying to juggle homework and stuff. So it's kind of why I want to get down there before my start date. But we'll see what happens. It's currently out of my hands. It's partially out of my hands. So yeah. And other than that, I also don't really have any friends here anymore either. That's a whole other story though. That's yeah. I don't need the kind of energy they were giving me, to be completely honest. Because yeah, they would tell me one thing, and have me, making whatever obvious assumptions anyone would make given that information, only for me to later find out that's not at all what they thought, and in fact it was complete and total opposite of that was the actual truth. And I didn't appreciate being lied to, so I don't care. Do not care. Don't need that energy, and honestly, less people to worry about. Means that anytime I come back here, will be just to visit my family, and that's it. So yeah, that's what it's friends, family, career, education. Yeah. I think that's about it. I do also need to get a laptop at some point. And so currently not having a job means that I've got to rely on Centrelink every 2 weeks to also be able to pay my bond and for a laptop and for what I already owe my parents. So finances aren't doing great. And other than that, I think I've pretty much caught you up on everything that's happened in the last month. So let's switch to some more fun stuff and do these favourites. Music, I've been deliberately going all over the place. There hasn't been any new albums or like new music that I've listened to death. I've just sort of spent this first month, while there hasn't been a whole lot of releases, just going back and listening to stuff I haven't listened to in a while. Bit of rap, bit of punk, bit of pop, bit of metal. Just sort of revisited all the genres and all the artists that I like, and it's been good. As far as gaming is concerned, I'm currently playing. I've got Horizon Zero Dawn, like the complete edition, so it has like the Frozen Wilds DLC in it already. I've been playing that. I think, again, not knowing how long the main storyline is, I'm pretty close to I'm at least very close to finishing getting all of like the collectibles and then it's just a case of following the main story thread. But yeah, if you've ever played it, when you're looking at the map, the entire western half, I have completely gotten all of the nuke figures, all of the metal flowers, I've done all of the cauldrons. Yeah, just cleared it all out. Been getting a lot of trophies without knowing what certain trophies actually exist, because looking at what trophies I can get is usually I'm about to go to the last mission of the game, so let me just get all the trophies first, and then any ones that are like a New Game Plus specific trophy, obviously I'll do in the New Game Plus. But that's been my PS4 game, and I'm doing my Pokemon Shield playthrough on the Switch. Having a bit of fun there. I have started reading a little bit, which is good, getting back into that. I'm currently reading Shadow and Bone, because I didn't want the specific way an actor plays the character in the Netflix show to influence how I envision the characters while reading the book. Because I've done that before and it has sort of put a pre-existing flavor, I guess, over the top of what the book actually is, and it's taken away from that engagement factor a little bit, because I can no longer sort of hear their voice in my own I'm going to just picture the actor's voice instead of however it's described. Have I watched any comedy specials? I feel like I've watched a comedy special, I can't remember what it was. I feel like I watched one. No, nothing coming to mind. As far as films are concerned, it's mainly just been rewatching films, because again, not a whole heap of films came out this month. Scream came out, I haven't seen it yet. I would like to, but I'm much more excited for films coming out in February and onwards. And I also still haven't seen Dune, so whenever that comes out on Blu-ray, it's going to be the first film on my list to go and see Dune, because I wanted to go see that in cinemas and I missed out. At least here. I don't know if it's still showing in Sydney. If it's still showing in Sydney when I get down there, I'm going to go see it in cinema. And then other than that, I have rewatched Encanto, I've rewatched Raya and the Last Dragon, I rewatched Shang-Chi, I rewatched Eternals. I've got theories, so many theories of the MCU. I will probably, because I am a nerd and this is a lifestyle channel, will probably end up making videos like that sort of thing. We'll see. But yeah, just rewatching a whole bunch of movies. And then for streaming, Disney Plus has been a hotspot this month. We've had Book of Boba Fett, at least, 3, 4? I feel like it's got to have been 4 episodes, but I feel like we're only up to episode 5. thought the first 2 dropped at the end of December. It should have been 4 episodes. Anyway, whatever. Book of Boba Fett's been really good. I'm really enjoying that. I'm very interested to see how it ends. What else was I watching? A new season of The World According to Jeff Goldblum came out, and I realised that I hadn't finished watching the first season, so I've picked back up on that because it's really interesting. And Hit Monkey finally came to Disney Plus on Star. So I've basically binged the entirety in a sitting because it's really good. Yeah. I don't know that I've watched a whole heap on Netflix, if anything. I'll probably check, but I know I haven't watched anything on Stan. I know I haven't watched anything on Prime. I have been watching Peacemaker on Binge, because that's how we get HBO Max in Australia. At least some stuff from... No, actually I think it is how we get HBO Max. I don't think it's how we get the DC Universe, whatever it is, streaming service. Which is upsetting, because I would really like to watch season 3 of Young Justice if DC would allow that for Australian viewers. Just, you know, let us have it. I want to watch it. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. I want to know what happens in the 3rd season. Please. But yeah, otherwise, no, there's been a lot of viewing. I even started watching Watchmen on, like, the HBO series Watchmen. I've got House of Dragon already saved on my list, ready to go. And I'm like constantly looking at what's coming to each of the streaming services each month. Because I want to be as up to date on all of the pop culture references as I can. And then, yeah, I think that's about it. I had my last session with my PT this month. It's been a lot this month. It's been a lot. Yeah. That's about it for this video, basically. No new products or tech or anything like that I've been using. I do, as like, not necessarily drastically, but I do need a new ring light because my one broke. It doesn't sit on its stand anymore. It broke. Obviously the light still works, so it's not like I need it now, sort of thing. But yeah, the tripod that I've got holding my phone up at the moment also isn't the greatest either. So yeah. And then sort of just to top everything else off, apparently my car insurance was cancelled because there wasn't enough money in the account from all the other millions of things I'm trying to pay off. And I've also got a speeding fine. I'm just gonna pay it because I couldn't be bothered trying to dispute it. But I'm a pretty safe driver, you know, and I don't think I was going over the speed limit, especially to the extent they think I have. So we'll just see. But it does sort of, you know, demerit points are not something I want. But that is at least until I am in Sydney. After that, I've got the availability of public transport to get myself wherever I want to go. So it's, and you know, my 2 legs, so it's not a big issue after that. Or not as big an issue after that, more to the point. So yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this video here. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button wherever it is on your device. While you are there hitting it, go ahead and click that little bell next to it, turn on those push notifications so you can stay in that loop of when I upload new videos. If you enjoyed this one, please hit a big thumbs up. Yeah, let me know what you guys have been up to and what your favourite things have been in the comments down below. Links to all my socials in the description. Until next time, guys, keep your head screwed on.